Independent and dependent variables are other names that we use for our x and y variables, which are other names that we use for our domain and range. So when you see independent variables, an independent variable is also our x variable, and our set of x variables is our domain. And these are often thought of as the inputs of our problem. And then dependent variables are the opposite of all of that. Our dependent variables are the usual y variables, and the set of y variables is the range. I say usually y variables because it doesn't have to be y, although it almost always is. And those are the outputs. And so whenever you're reading a problem, like these two that we have here, the thing that we want to find out is, first of all, what are the variables in the problem? And then after we figure out what the two variables are, which one of these variables depends on the other one? In other words, what variable tells us the value of the other one? So let's go ahead and read this first problem. It says the dance committee is selling tickets to the fall ball. The more tickets that they sell, the greater the amount of money they can spend for decorations. So the first thing we want to know is, what are the two variables here? Well, it says the more tickets that they sell, the greater the amount of money. And so our variables are tickets and amount of money. And the question is, which one of those depends on the other one? And in this case, the amount of money is our dependent variable because the amount of money that the committee makes depends on the number of tickets that are sold. So the independent variable is tickets, and the dependent variable is the amount of money. The amount of money depends on how many tickets are sold. Let's take a look at this next one. It says generally the average price going to the movies has steadily increased over time. This one, the two variables are not quite as straightforward to find. Average price is going to be one of our variables. The other one's a little more difficult to see. It's time. Time is our other variable. So which one of these depends on the other one? I would say 99 times out of 100, when time is one of your variables, time is going to be independent. Generally, time doesn't depend on anything else. So the price of a movie ticket depends on how much time has passed. So the price depends on the amount of time that has passed. So time is independent and average price is dependent.